If you've been wondering whether now is a good time to buy or sell in Sarasota County, you're not alone. Because home prices just dropped. Sales are actually up. And in the luxury market, buyers suddenly have more negotiating power than we've seen in years. So let's talk about what's really happening and what it means for you. And by the way, if you like staying informed about the Sarasota County real estate market, just hit the like button. It really helps these videos reach more people. Hi, I'm Troy Sacco with Generous Property Real Estate, your Sarasota County real estate broker. And if this is your first time watching one of my market updates, I make these every month to help you understand what's actually happening here in Sarasota County, without all the confusing national headlines. Because let's face it, real estate is local and Sarasota County behaves very differently than most of the country. Also, if you ever want to see the full report with all the stats I'm talking about today, there's a link in the description where you can download it. You know, I was talking with a client recently. They're relocating from out of state, and they told me, we keep hearing the market is crashing, but homes still seem expensive. We're confused. And honestly, that confusion makes total sense, because what we're seeing right now isn't a crash, it's a transition. So let's start with single-family homes. In January, about 523 homes sold, which is basically flat compared to last year, up about 0.6%. The median price came in at $490,000, which is down about 7.5% year over year. Now, if you're a homeowner watching this, you might hear that and feel nervous. But here's the important part. This doesn't mean values are collapsing. A lot of this is simply the market normalizing after the huge price growth we saw from 2021 through 2023. Inventory is sitting around 5 months of supply, with about 3,444 homes for sale. And 5 months is actually pretty close to what we call a balanced market, meaning buyers don't have total control, but sellers don't either. If you're a homeowner in Sarasota County, I'm actually curious. Do these numbers surprise you? You can let me know in the comments below. I've definitely felt this shift personally in my business. About 2 years ago, buyers had to make decisions immediately. No inspections, multiple offers, waiving contingencies. Now, I showed a home recently where the buyer said, I actually want to go home and think about it. And guess what? They can. That's a huge difference from the frenzy we had before. Now let's talk about condos and townhomes. We saw 264 sales, which is up about 9% from last year. The median price came in around $314,000, down about 9.5%. And inventory is higher here, about 8.9 months of supply. So condo buyers especially have more options right now. And that's important because condos are often second homes, retirement purchases, investment properties. So buyers tend to be more sensitive to costs and fees. I had a condo buyer recently who looked at 5 different properties before making a decision. 5 years ago, that buyer probably would have one option and needed to act immediately. So again, this is a shift towards normalcy. Homes are also taking longer to sell. Single-family homes are averaging about 48 days to contract and 96 days to close. Condos are about 66 days to contract and 110 days to close. Now, compared to the pandemic years, that feels slow. But historically, that's actually very normal timing. Now let's talk about the luxury market, because this is where things get really interesting. And just to clarify, when I say luxury, I'm talking about single-family homes, condos, villas, and townhomes over $1 million. In January, we had 104 luxury sales, which is down about 10%. Active inventory increased to 1,276 properties, up 15%. That gives us about 11 months of supply, which is a big jump from 8.8 months last year. And these homes are taking longer to sell, about 48 days to contract, up from 30. And sellers are receiving about 92% of their list price, down from 94% just last year. But here's the key. The median luxury price rose to $1.6 million, up nearly 5%. So what does that mean? Luxury inventory is rising. Buyers are negotiating more. Homes are taking longer to sell, but demand is still strong because prices are still rising. And luxury buyers behave differently than the general market. Many are paying cash or leveraging investments instead of traditional mortgages. So they're not disappearing. They're just being more selective. And honestly, luxury buyers finally have leverage again. And we haven't seen that in years. I had a luxury buyer recently walk away from a property after inspections revealed some issues. A few years ago, they might have pushed forward anyway just to secure something. But now, they knew there would be other opportunities. That's the mindset shift happening right now. If you follow the luxury market here, I'd love to know, do you think prices are going up or down this year? Tell me in the comments. For buyers, overall, this is probably the most opportunity we've seen in a few years. You have more inventory, more negotiating power, more time to make decisions. And seller concessions are coming back. You might actually get an inspection and closing credits again. Remember those? For sellers, don't panic. Homes are still selling, but pricing matters more now. Preparation matters more. Marketing matters more. And Sarasota County is still Sarasota County. Beaches, boating, lifestyle, weather. People still want to live here. I recently worked with a seller who was nervous because their home didn't sell the first weekend. But once we adjusted strategy and pricing slightly, we had strong activity and a contract. That's the market we're in now. It's not instant, but it's still very healthy. One really important thing, pending sales are increasing, and that usually means more closings coming in the next few months. So this window of opportunity, especially for buyers, may not stay open forever. If you've been watching the market and feeling confused, you're not alone. Even experienced buyers and sellers are asking questions right now, and that's completely normal in a transitioning market. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Sarasota County, especially in the luxury market, strategy really matters right now. If you want the full market report with all the data and charts, you can download it using the link in the description. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe for next month's update. And remember, the more you focus on the good, the more good comes into your life. We'll see you around town.